A soft-spoken geneticist from New Zealand walked along the shore of Loch Ness with a small crew, a research vessel, and 250 empty bottles. His name was Professor Neil Gemmell, and he had no interest in monsters, no interest in flippers, and no interest in long-necked photographs. He was interested in water. Just water. His method was almost insultingly simple compared to the million-dollar sonar fleets that had failed before him. Every fish, every bird, every mammal, every microbe living in the loch was constantly shedding tiny pieces of itself into the surrounding water. Skin cells, mucus, waste, scales, all of it carrying genetic code. If something was alive in Loch Ness, its DNA would be floating in the water for up to a full day after it passed through. Gemmell only needed to filter the bottles, sequence what he caught, and compare every fragment to the global database of known life on Earth. He sampled at the surface, at the middle depths, and near the bottom. He covered the northern basin and the southern basin. He worked alongside Adrian Shine, the naturalist who had been studying this lake since 1973. The man who had led the legendary Operation Deep Scan in 1987 and built the visitor exhibits at the Loch Ness Center. On the 5th of September, 2019, Gemmell stood at a press conference inside the Loch Ness Center in Drumnadrochit and delivered the verdict the world had waited 90 years to hear. He had identified roughly 3,000 species in his samples. He had run his data against 4 major theories that the public had argued over for decades. The plesiosaur theory, which imagined a surviving prehistoric reptile, was dead. There was no reptilian DNA anywhere in the loch. The giant sturgeon theory was dead. There was no sturgeon DNA. The Greenland shark theory was dead. There was no shark DNA. And the giant catfish theory, which had been quietly endorsed by some of the most respected monster hunters in the country, was also dead. There was no catfish DNA either. But one species lit up his readings at every single depth, in every single region of the loch, in concentrations that genuinely surprised him. Eels. European eels. Anguilla anguilla. They were everywhere. Gemmell had narrowed 90 years of mystery down to a single suspect. But before anyone could understand why that mattered, they needed to understand why this lake had hidden its secrets for so long in the first place. The lake that should not behave like a lake.